Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Leslie and today we are making washi tape cards. So these are the two examples that I have already. We're going to be doing a gatefold here. I made this heart one, and then we're going to be using kind of that positive negative look and making a second card. So I'm going to show you how I made those. But today we're going to be using a flower die and some rainbow washi. Now this is part of my Stashbusters group. Their hop a couple weeks ago. The theme was using washi tape in a different way kind of thing, and so this is what I decided to do. So first off here, I am marking kind of how big my die is because I didn't want to fill the entire piece of paper, but since I'm using the backdrop and what I'm going to be cutting out, I wanted to make sure it was even and it looked nice. So I'm just going to be going in rainbow order, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple here. This is washi tape that I've picked out in a set from Hobby Lobby, and I actually haven't used a lot of it. I have a bunch of washi tape just kind of hanging out, and I haven't really used a lot, so this is a great thing for part of what my year is with no buying and using my stash. This was actually a really great prompt for me. So I am just gonna repeat those colors then until I have enough to die cut out the full shape, but I do want to leave the top a little bit of white and the bottom a little bit of white. And of course washi tape is very light stick, so keep that in mind. You might have to glue down a little bit if you need to, but this I'm just pressing down pretty hard here and making sure it lines up correctly. So there we are finished with that. I did end up with red at the bottom, but that's okay. My washi tape is different widths, which is something else I really liked the look of. So instead of just cutting off the edges, I am going to fold them around. This will just strengthen those ties to the paper here, and that way I don't have washi tape that could come up, because I will put this on a card base later in the video. So then I am going to line up my flower die, put a little bit of tape on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and die cut it. I do want to make sure that it's real even between the top and the bottom there, and just make sure it's lined up well. And then this is what you get out of it. That's my negative, there's my positive, or the other way around. We're going to turn both of these into cards. So to start with, I am going to go ahead and make my card base. To do that, I just take a normal 8.5 by 11 sheet and I cut it at 5.5. And that way I have two card bases ready since we're making two cards. And then I just use my score buddy to score down the middle at 4.25. And this is just how I do that for all my cards. Because we're using we're making a gatefold card though, I am scoring at, I believe it's 3 1/8. Because we're going to be making this into a gatefold, at least one of the cards. So this is just me showing you that. For the other card, we're just making a normal A2 card, which is that 4.25 by 5.5. I'm just reinforcing that score with my little bone folder, I guess is what it's called. And then I am going to cut down that base. We'll just call this our negative. The negative portion, I'm going to cut it right in half because we're going to line up the two halves on both, one for each side of that fold. So it's just about 2 1/8 kind of thing, which is actually where I think I scored it, guys. Sorry, 2 1/8, not 3 1/8, because that wouldn't make sense. We're just, there we go. All right, and then we are going to line these up on the fold here. So I'll show you how I'm doing that. I am using just some tape adhesive, making sure that I don't get stuck on the washi tape here. And then I'm going to make sure that the inside of the flower faces the inside, so that edge goes to that fold edge. I'm just making sure it lines up correctly here. Perfect. And I don't know about you guys, but these cards totally has spring vibes for me, and I am ready for it. Our Nebraska weather, we had snow 2 days ago and then like 70-degree weather yesterday, so it doesn't really know what it wants to do. All right, but there's our fold. Perfect. And then now we get to sorry, I got glue on my folder, but now I'm going to take that same die and I'm going to cut out these stripes because I just wanted kind of that black and white against the rainbow color, and that's going to be one of the part of my main focus here. I am going to bump that up with foam tape just on the one side. Don't glue it to both, otherwise it won't open, guys. And then that does create a little bit harsh lines to the eye. So I am going to take a smaller flower die and cut out a white middle. And then I am doing this as birthday cards because that is what I need. I'm going to be donating these to a local craft store who is doing a fundraising collection right now for, I believe it's Cards for Cubs, and they have a goal of 1,000 cards, and they want birthday cards and encouragement cards. So I figured I would help donate to that. So far, I think I have 10 birthday and 10 encouragement so far. I would like to get that a little bit more. The deadline is the end of March, so we'll see if I actually get that far. So I did cut out my sentiment 3 times, 2 just in white cardstock and once in the gold glitter, just to give it a little bit more depth. Now here you see the white flower is just a couple dies smaller. These dies, they're nesting dies from Spellbinders, so I will mark that down in the description if you're interested. I'm just putting some tape adhesive on all of that flower and putting it right in the middle. That just makes it a little bit easier to read my sentiments once I get that popped on there as well. For my sentiment, I am going to be using liquid glue just because the tape adhesive doesn't always work with the sentiments, and I really want to make sure this sticks well, especially since it's going to be donated. Perfect. And while that is drying, I am going to put acrylic block on it just to really make sure it sticks everywhere it needs to. And then we're just going to repeat what we did with birthday with wishes. We're just gluing the back, setting it down where it needs to go, perfect, and then putting acrylic block until it completely dries. And then I'm going to use some gems from Spellbinders in the gold. This set actually came with my stitching dies that I got for Christmas, so you can see I've used a few there. I'm just gonna put 2 or 3 at the top and then 2 or 3 at the bottom here. Looks like 3 at the top and 2 at the bottom, and that is that final card, and that's how it opens. And then you can put writing in the middle and all that kind of fun stuff. All right, we're moving on to the next card. I am going to use the embossing folder to put happy birthday all over this one. This is just one of my stash. And I just cut this down to be about 1/2 inch around all 4 of those corners, and then I sprayed it with water and ran it through my die cutting machine, and it came out beautifully. I am going to go ahead and just put some tape runner on the back of that and get that front onto my card base here. I will then add my flower to the top. I am going to bump it up with some foam tape just to give it a little bit more dimension. Just using up my stash, guys. I did do a recent order of foam tape because I am getting pretty low, but that is one of the things I'm allowed to purchase this year. And then this particular one, I'm going to also make a happy birthday, but it's actually going to say happy birthday instead of birthday wishes. And then I did put some tape down in the inside of the card just so it stays down flat, just makes it a little bit easier. And then with my die cutting machine, I am going to go ahead and die cut happy birthday 3 times out of some white cardstock. So this is just showing you how I do that. I tend to run these back and forth just because of all the different angles. It doesn't always give me a clear cut if I just do it once. I probably need a new mat, honestly. But then I just get out all the little insides there, and then I'll do exactly what I did with the birthday wishes, is that gluing them all together just to give it some more dimension and some more weight to them. So that is them all done, and then we're just going to line it up and glue it onto the flower. It's going to have a similar look to our first card, but this just shows you don't have to do a whole lot to make your cards a little bit different kind of thing. And this is an easy card, easy 2 cards to make in a short amount of time, just by doing one technique with that washi tape. So I really like how this came out, and as you saw at the beginning, this is my second set of cards like this, because for Stashbusters, we always aim for 3 to 6, and this time I made 4. So easy way to do that. And then I am going to add a little bit of bling here using Simon Says Stamps Rainbow Splash Drops that came in a kit last year. There are 3 different clear drops here, different opacities. I am using the ones that have more of a hollow effect, just to kind of reflect that rainbow that I got going on. And that is my second card today. See, a little bit of rainbow in those. So these are the 2 cards that I made for you today, the rainbow ones with the happy birthday and birthday wishes, that gatefold and a normal fold. And then I will show you here the originals that I made that kind of gave inspiration to these flowers, which were the hearts. And of course, these could be happy birthday, or they could be Valentine's Day, or just thinking of you kind of cards. So I just really like how they all came out, and I actually liked really using a lot of my washi tape for this to kind of use in my stash there. So I hope you guys try out this technique. Let me know in the comments if you do. I'd love to see your photos. Don't forget to go over to my Instagram and see some more inspiration and all the hops that I am a part of this year. And I hope you guys have a great day. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!